Professor Kalfos had taught advanced weaponcraft for 70 cycles. He'd instructed cadets from 143 species in the ancient art of blade forging. The assignment was simple: forge a blade using the Academy's state-of-the-art metallurgical facilities. On presentation day, the classroom gleamed with technological marvels. Xanthorian cadets displayed quantum-edged blades that could cut through starship hulls. Cretaxian students showed massive broadswords with built-in energy channels. Then, Sarachun walked in, carrying what looked like a sharpened stick. The classroom fell silent. Kalthos' S4 eyes narrowed. The weapon was primitive, organic, and Cadet Chun, Kalthos said slowly. This is advanced weaponcraft, not archaeological recreation. Sarah stood at attention, the bone blade held across her palms. Sir, the assignment was to forge a blade. This is a blade. That is a piece of bone, Kalthos stated, hearing snickers from the other cadets. The human had been struggling since she enrolled too small, too weak, from a backwater planet. This seemed to confirm everyone's doubts. Yes, sir. Femur bone from an earth creature called a deer. I processed it using techniques my ancestors developed 40,000 years ago. Kalthos felt his irritation warring with his curiosity. Explain your reasoning, cadet. Sarah's eyes hardened with pride. You set to forge a blade that represents our warrior heritage. Every species here used your advanced facilities to make perfect weapons. But that's not heritage, that's technology. She held up the bone blade. The craftsmanship was immaculate. The edge was serrated in some places, smooth in others, each section designed for a purpose. My ancestors didn't have plasma furnaces. They had rocks and fire and bones from their kills. They took death and made it into more death. This blade represents 50,000 years of making do with what we had and still becoming apex predators. It's primitive, scoffed Vexnar, a Cretaxian cadet, his own blade humming with energy. It's practical, Sarah countered. Your blade needs a power source. Mine needs a hand. Your blade fails in an EMP. Mine works anywhere, anytime, forever. Kalthos raised a manipulator for silence. An interesting philosophy, cadet. But philosophy doesn't win combat trials. Tomorrow, you'll face practical application testing. I'm aware, sir, Sarah replied, her expression unchanging. The next day in the combat arena, other cadets demonstrated their weapons against armored dummies. Vexanara's energy blade cut through them like air. Impressive. Lethal. Modern. Then came Sarah's turn. The instructors had added a challenge, a simulated EMP field. All electronic systems were disabled. Instantly, the other cadets' advanced weapons died, but Sarah's bone blade didn't care about EMPs. She moved with surprising grace, the blade whispering through the air. She didn't try to cut through the armor. She went around it, between it, finding weak points in the dummies, joints and seams. She fought smart, not hard. The blade didn't chip or dull. Bone, properly prepared, held an edge as well as many metals. It didn't conduct heat or electricity. It didn't even show up on most sensors. When she was finished, the dummy lay in pieces, dismantled with surgical precision. Kalthos approached her slowly, examining the blade in a new light. This weapon, it would pass through most security checkpoints undetected. Yes, sir. Organic material. Most scanners ignore it. It requires no maintenance. Correct, sir. And if it breaks, any bone will do. I can make another in a few hours. It works in any environment. Underwater, in a vacuum, during solar flares, in EMP zones. Sir, my ancestors survived ice ages with weapons like this. They took over a planet. This isn't primitive, it's proven. The room was silent. Every cadet was a weapon that costs nothing, worked everywhere, couldn't be detected, and could be made anywhere. Vexanar stared at his expensive, noseless blade. Your species conquered your planet with these. No, Sarah corrected. We conquered our planet Asterisk, despite Asterisk only having these. Then we made better weapons. But we never forgot where we came from. Every human knows that technology fails. And when it does, she held up the bone blade. We go back to what worked for 50,000 years. Professor Kalthos made a decision that would later be cited in military doctrine across 12 systems. Cadet Tune. Grade. Exceptional. Furthermore, I'm recommending your methodology be added to the curriculum. Every cadet will learn primitive weapon fabrication. But, sir, we're training modern warriors, a cadet protested. We're training survivors, Kalthos interrupted. And this human just taught us that the most dangerous warrior isn't the one with the most advanced weapon. It's the one who can make a weapon from anything. Anywhere. Anytime. He looked at Sarah. Humans became apex predators first, then invented technology. That's why they're terrifying. Strip away everything, and they're still dangerous. Humans who looked at every material and asked, "Can I kill with this?" The answer was always yes, because humans didn't need advanced technology to be dangerous. They just needed to be human. Everything else was extra.